Welcome to Oregon Voters Digest, the program that brings forward the social and political issues that are important to people living here in the Pacific Northwest. And now, your host, Bruce Broussard.
Welcome again to this segment of the Oregon Voters Digest. George, folks, we got a lot of issues to talk about. We've got the elections, and it's coming up right now, so think about your issues, and we're going to be naturally responding to your issues and talking to solutions. But remember now, it's going to be very important. One person, one vote. I didn't say one man, one vote. It's one person, one vote. In all due respect, you're going to have the opportunity to select whoever you think it is. My point is to tell you about, we're going to be talking about issues, and hopefully we're going to be also talking about solutions. That's very important. So there's a lot of propaganda out right now. All they have to do is mention one name, and just prevent you from voting because that might be the good guy. So remember, it's about the issues. It's about the issues, and it's about community. That's the key. The bottom line is community. So we're going to be in a very serious mode at this point in time. So it's very important. As you know, this has been the Oregon Voters Digest. I've been here a little over 30 years now. So I'm here waiting for you, doing your thing. So with that, welcome to the show. We've got a very exciting show at this particular point in time. And again, we're focusing not on national news, we're focusing on local news. We're focusing on Oregon, and we're focusing on the largest city within Oregon, i.e. Portland, Oregon, but basically Portland, Oregon, which sort of incorporates North Portland, East Portland, West Portland. I mean, just goes across the board. But my point is that the city of Portland is kind of like the lead person. This is the I call it the let's see, the main room, if you will, something like that. It is the room. You know, this is it.
It's the living room.
There you go, the living room. This is the living room. See, we got a couple of seniors here. One who's major. I just been around for that matter. But anyway, what we're going to do is that we're going to bring in an issue, an entity that represents all of us here in this neighborhood, and they basically develop it to this or there. They basically develop neighborhood associations throughout this area. And Portland has always been kind of like the frontal piece, but they never talk about the rest of the entities aspect of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to use an entity who I'm very familiar with that actually has gotten very, very much involved with the neighborhood association, just like I did. You know, i.e. I was living in the Northeast Corridor aspect of it, and so consequently, it was as if it was kind of like the Portland Neighborhood Association, and not recognizing the other associations around the area. Okay, so we've got one person here, and well, two people. We got a husband and wife team, and boy, they're tough. And like me, the two males do understand who's the leading force within their own capacity. And my wife, normally, she's probably looking at this to make sure that I do the right thing, aspect of it. But anyway, we've got someone that's been very associated with the Southeast Corridor in the Portland area, Neighborhood Association. But the thing that I really got excited about is that they sort of like go back square one when they first initiated the whole idea of Neighborhood Association, and they got involved. But all of a sudden, it seems as though that some strange reason they're involved from the standpoint that they're really not doing the things initially about the whole idea of what neighborhood association was all about. It was about community.
Yeah.
It was about community. And then politics get involved in the process, and it's a whole different game. And normally it tends to flow into the money source. And that's where we are. And that's just the way it is, you know. And so naturally, just like anything else, people get involved, and a lot of times people who get involved will use it as a way of doing their own personal thing. And then when that's called politics. It's called politics because you still have to write a check. And then that controlling element normally is the politician in most cases. So anyway, I wanted to kind of throw that out up front because we're all familiar with that. We lived with it. But as far as I'm concerned, change is going to come. You've heard that song before. But the bottom line is that we need to get back to, it's very, very important now. We think we have national crisis, and we've kind of like lost this experimental piece of this country to start with. And we're still in the experiment mode. We've had an impact of the entire world, across the board. So I've not forgotten that because basically when I joined the Corps, I went around the world to check things out. But in all due respect, this is the best place in the world to live in. A lot of folks don't understand that, but it's like anything else. We had a lot of things that are still here presently. And I joined the military, and I wasn't drafted, I joined. And I had the experience, exposure, and whatever. And then, as you know, I came here as a Marine recruiter, and then I got right here in the swamp area, which was a Portland area. That was a swamp, so to speak. It was kind of like a situation where we had elements that was a major divide. The whole race issue thing and this, that, and the other, whatever. We had all the elements that every other state had. But it was kind of like unique from my standpoint because I was a recruiter and I wore a uniform during the time I was recruiting. So I was basically talking to the history of this country. That's what I represented. And so it's been exciting. And so I'm still here. And I've been running for office for a number of years. And just briefly, I've run for every office in the state of Oregon, I mean, across the board, in the primary. And there's a process. And so someone said to me, Bruce, well, gee whiz, you never win. I said, I win when I file. I win when I file because it's the only opportunity I have to cite the platform, what I think the issues are, and also talk to solutions to the issue. So my point is, had I won the office, in all due respect, what I'd been talking about in the primary would be forgotten. Because you have to identify with all of the community. And then that's where politics takes over. Whereas if you're in the primary, you can actually talk about your issues, something that you know. That's why there's an OJT, that comes from the military, on-the-job training. See, that's why if you notice when these folks get elected to office, it takes them a while.
Oh, they're on job training.
Yeah, they're all in a boot camp kind of a situation.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've been through that, folks. I've done that to the core. Okay, so I understand that, and I'm saying, but that's the way it is. We just have to change it a bit. We have to make sure that those entities that are pretty well have more control, if you will, when you get in politics, it's the money. In most cases, people say, well, gee whiz, it's a business. When you think about the media and this, that, and who you get interviewed and whatever, those folks who basically have businesses who are advertising and that have the money, they're basically trying to sell goods, which is part of our economy. But we got to change that to a bit, not to say no to these guys that own these businesses, but to let them understand this is about community time, and we got issues that impact, which still impacts the economy. See, so we just need to know what our different factions are, and each one of these entities have lanes. It's just a matter of doing that. So I'm doing this thing on the front end because my plan is we're going to spend more time on this neighborhood association thing. It's very important. We got one. It's a very important element. We just got to get more people involved and make sure that they're talking and addressing the issues. And that's why I have the Lentz neighborhood, Southeast Portland, Lentz neighborhood, and the Livability Association. And what we're going to do, we're going to basically get a feel for why these individuals got involved in this situation. They were involved, and now all of a sudden, but they're still involved. They're still trying to bring the issues up to the table. You see? And so, in essence, that's a good point. So we're just going to educate the people who are there now, the politicians, because we got an election going on right now, and hopefully I'm going to invite those folks to come on. We're going to invite them, but we're going to basically do the Oregon Voters Digest deal, educate the people. And if we're wrong, hey, throw it on the table. And they're here to address the issues. Their position is to talk about community and the issues of community, just like the Wheels on Meals and all kinds of things that we got going. But that association is a very, very important entity, meaning that you need to participate. If you're from that area, you need to be there, and you need to make sure that the issues are addressed. And that goes from the kids, seniors, homeowners, non-homeowners, homelessness, the whole 9 yards. We got to address the issues, and it's very important. So joining me today, I've got the husband and wife team that's doing this, and normally I start off with the male, but I start off with the female, Cher. She basically, anyway, it's a point person, so to speak. But the two of them are here, and we're going to just basically, and I'm going to let them do all the talking now, and they're just going to talk about their history, how they got involved in the association, and why they got involved in the association, why they are still involved, and also maybe cite some of the specific issues. and who are the kind of folks. I understand they have a meeting on a monthly basis, every other month,
Every month.
every month.
Second Thursday of every month.
Second Thursday of every month aspect of it, and basically educating folks there.
Yep.
Same 9 yard, bringing things up to date on what the issues are. Have they been resolved? And if there are new issues in the association, they bring those up. So it's very important. So I'm going to quit talking, and I'm just going to let Cher. In fact, I'll have her make sure she introduce her husband whenever she feels comfortable with that. If anything's missing from her presentation, he'll bring up the rear. Am I right, Bill?
That's right.
That's good. That's good.
That's
So with
right.
that, Cher, welcome aboard, both of you.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Well, understand.
I love being called Cher, but it's actually Char.
Cher,
It's actually Char.
Char,
C-H-A-R.
Char.
Char.
Okay.
But Cher's great because she's tall and she's gorgeous, and I'll take it.
I
But
like it. Because in the Marine Corps, they basically, it was Broussard. You know, people have
right,
Broussard.
last
I
names.
got two last names, Hebert, Hebert Broussard.
Oh, okay.
But people got easy and they call me the Buzzard.
Oh, the buzzard. Okay.
Because I swoop right down on you. I
Okay.
got the,
Probably better than anything that we're called.
that was in the Marine Corps when I was a recruiter. I was pretty decisive. If I saw you, if you were eligible, I was on you. Okay. But anyway, welcome aboard, Cher.
Thank you.
You don't mind my using my...
No.
Okay, good.
No.
All right, good. Cher.
No. Cher.
All right,
I'll
Cher.
go away, Cher.
Well,
This is David,
okay.
my
that's it.
husband.
That's right.
This is David.
It's yours.
Okay.
Talk to us.
So I'll start out. We were involved with the city official sanctioned neighborhood association for probably 3 years, maybe longer, because it was during the time that Steve Novak was running against Chloe Eudaly.
I remember.
That's like one of the first meetings we went to. Okay. So as the years progressed, they decided to have a town hall. And that was during a Wheeler's term, I believe. So he had his whole city council come in, and he came in, and we were involved with a committee that was supposed to help get the PowerPoint done, get the agenda done.
Novak was the lead person at that time. He was an elected official.
Yeah, I don't remember if he was on city council. He probably was.
He was on
He
city
was-
council.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on city council.
Was he?
Yeah.
By the time we had the town hall, Novak had been replaced
Right.
By Chloe Eudaly. Okay.
Right.
So anyway, so we were involved with their, and they called it, what was it, livability? I think they called it livability committee or something.
Yeah.
Forgot they had a name
Yeah,
for their
it
committee.
was the livability committee.
Yeah, the
Okay.
livability committee. It was one of the open, what do they call those? Not open chairs, but it's like a
was.
board member, but not a board, at large.
At
large.
It was an at-large board member that started this livability committee
Okay.
to do this town hall.
Okay.
And so we were finally invited into their little group because they always have these little cliques.
Right.
We were finally invited into their little clique to help them put this town hall on. But the only thing that they would allow David and I to do, because we're old, was get the food.
Wow.
At
Do
that,
the grocery shopping.
yeah, do the grocery shopping.
Really?
So at that point, we thought, well, this is BS. And we decided to start our own. So we went to EPAP at the time, and we talked
East
to...
Portland Action Plan.
We talked to, what was his name? Richard Salinas? Was it Richard Salinas who was over the EPAP at that time? And we talked to Paul Leisner, and basically said, well, if you don't like what the neighborhood association is doing, start your own.
Right.
They didn't think we would. So in 2017, we started our own.
2017.
It took a month to get the
And
nonprofit
the city,
status.
city commissioner was who? She ran on that, and she won, right? Who
Chloe
was the city
Eudaly.
commissioner?
This is a county commissioner or city?
City.
City commissioner, because you had, neighbor association was a city. then.
Well, it was under the.
But I think she ran and she lost. I think that the final.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking
Who
about
was
this.
it?
Who was the city?
Because Chloe Eudaly was over Civic Life, and then there was somebody over Civic Life. I mean, it
And-
was a layered.
What Chloe Eudaly ran on was getting rid of the neighborhood associations.
Right.
Because they were
And
too...
Suk Ray was one of them, because
Yeah.
Suk Ray came out and talked to us
Yeah.
at one time.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so it took us a month to get our paperwork filed.
Okay.
And because Richard Salinas didn't like us, he was an EPAP, he said, you guys are getting no more services. I'm cutting you off from any city service. We weren't getting funding from the city, by the way.
Okay.
he said, we're not providing you any kind of city services. Well, he overstepped his boundaries, and I think that's when he left. Because Suk Ray came in and talked to us and said, we will support you. We will support you. You are a nonprofit. You are working for the, working with the
And by
community.
support, all that really means is just being on their calendar and being able to make some copies on their copy machine. No money change
Yeah.
hands.
All of a sudden, the community issue was kind of like set aside.
Yeah. Yeah. But the LNA tried their best to take us out at every corner. They actually were trying to find an attorney to sue us because of our name, because we used Lentz Neighborhood Livability Association. The livability came from their committee. The Lentz Neighborhood Association is the Lentz Neighborhood Association, and they tried to find an attorney
To sue us over.
to sue us over using the name. They said it was copyrighted.
Jesus.
It was not copyrighted, and it just. Oh, they went crazy over,
They did.
over the name.
They were very upset.
And we kind of changed the name chose that name on purpose just to,
Tweak 'em.
Well, it makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because
the
it's,
community.
it's really what we were after is livability. And they weren't interested in that. They were too interested in getting their city stipend, which means they had to play along with what the city wanted. The city has totally destroyed what neighborhood associations were created to be, which was a way for the citizens to interact with the city government. It flows the other way now. The city has the neighborhood association tell them what's about to happen to them, and the neighborhood associations are expected to keep in line because they're getting the stipend.
And who was the political? Well, naturally, who signs the check? Was the mayor or the city council person?
It goes through Civic Life.
Civic Life.
It goes through Civic Life. The neighborhood associations go through Civic Life to the coalitions, the neighborhood coalitions. Then the neighborhood coalitions cover their insurance for their board members and gives them the stipend.
But it's still city money.
Oh, it's city money.
City money.
Oh,
all
it's
the way.
definitely city
Yeah.
money.
So who's the lead person of the city? Is the mayor?
I
or
don't
is it
know.
The city council person.
I don't
For that,
know.
for that area.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the whole, because it used to be like your city council member was over Civic Life.
Right. And
it-
that rotated.
Right,
he-
because Joanne Hardesty at one time was over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Joanne Hart.
At
okay.
one time.
She was a city council person.
Right, and she
Yeah.
was over Civic Life at one point, and then Civic Life was, and then Coalition. I mean, it's just this layered.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it was so layered. The neighborhood associations don't really interact with city council or with the mayor. They interact more with the head of Civic Life.
But I'm still thinking about the person who signs the check.
I know, I don't know.
City council.
I've never gotten a check, so I don't know. I can't answer
but like
that.
you said, it's Southeast Portland.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the reason, what I'm going to is like we have the former government we have today.
Right.
That
The charter.
area has three.
Yes, three
City
city
council
council
person.
members.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they
And I
do.
wouldn't even know at this point because they don't really deal with us because we made a decision we don't want to play. And so we'll just form our own organization. We'll raise our own money. And that way we can serve the citizens of Lentz
the community.
without the community
Right.
without having to answer to the political figures. So
Well,
we're
we
kind
need to
of
know who that.
anti-political.
I'd like to know who signs the check.
I have no
Yeah.
idea for the city. You'd
Whether
have
it's the
to find.
mayor?
Actually, the LNA is going to start back up, and that's being
Allegedly.
held by Allison Stoll with the coalition that supports the neighborhood associations. I could probably find out from her
Please.
who signs the checks that
Please.
go
Yeah, don't-
to the
don't-
neighborhood
yeah.
associations.
And then the other thing about that whole piece, who are the three commissioners for that district?
Well, I know who the three
we know
commissioners
those
are.
Who are they?
Loretta Smith, Jamie Dunphy, and Candace Avalos.
Interesting. Okay.
That's who your three commissioners for that
Okay,
district
okay.
are.
Yeah.
Very interesting individuals. too,
Candace
by the way.
Avalos actually sent a representative to our meeting. First time we've seen a representative from Candace Avalos. Is our last meeting. She came into our meeting.
Candace.
Yeah.
We always see Loretta's. Melinda.
Pretty much
Melinda
every meeting, Melinda.
is there.
She goes to the
She's
meeting.
from
the
Loretta.
staff.
Yeah, she's
Loretta
from
staff.
Loretta's.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Avalos,
Dunphy
Dumpy, who was the chair.
and Loretta's. Yeah,
the chair.
the chair. Yes,
Yeah.
he's
Okay,
the
good,
chair.
Good. Okay, good. So that needs to be told, need to be said, because we need to find out. They're the ones that should be involved, very much involved. And in all due respect, from the standpoint of the whole that particular segment.
Right.
Those 3 commissioners.
Right,
Okay,
to
got me?
support the neighborhood
Yes, very
associations.
much so. And in fact, even on that particular point, it's interesting when you think about that association piece. They should have divided that district. We got 4 districts.
They should.
Oh, they
yeah.
did.
In the
Yeah.
thirds. No, in thirds.
Yeah.
In thirds.
Specifically.
Yeah.
They should have a
Yeah.
specific area.
Yep.
All those doors should be knocked.
Yes.
Each one of those individuals should be assigned a
Yes.
boundary.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
but-
agree.
But they weren't, and they each, they originally the whole problem that they were trying to address with the code change was all the silos.
Yeah.
And counselors were assigned to particular
Bureaus.
bureaus. Well, now they all answer to the mayor directly, and you've got 12 counselors, and they're siloed. It's not. A lot of them, I get the sense they don't want to appear in public together.
Well, in all due respect, they're all in boot camp right now.
Yeah.
They're still figuring
They're
it
still
out.
trying to figure out what to
Granted.
do because to get elected, they had to have some issues.
Yep.
Okay, but like I said, once you get elected,
Yeah.
we have no means of being able
Carrying
to
out.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that's why if you put it in the third, got me.
Yeah.
Then you can specifically talk to the issues of your 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll help them get out of boot camp quicker. You see?
Well, what's really funny is what their issues are. Like Dunphy did the sound ordinance for a bar down in Northeast or wherever. They did the faux gras ban. Those are not the issues of
Oh,
Southeast
this is
Portland.
Duffy, our chair.
This is
chair
the
of the
chair.
city?
Yeah, no.
He does
I don't
what?
know who introduced it, but it passed. The faux
It
gras.
passed. The
I
faux
think it was
gras ban.
Dunphy. I think it was
the
Dunphy.
goose thing. The goose
Yes,
deal.
Yeah.
the goose liver.
That's a rich people
But
problem,
I'm
not a
thinking the
Lynch
things
problem.
they've done have not addressed anything in Southeast, so they have their own little agenda over here, and they're not even listening to their constituents.
But you make a good point because like now it's all about the Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the motor
Yeah.
center.
See, it
The
doesn't
motor
even talk
center.
about seniors
I know.
or kids or
I know.
anything,
No.
or even crime or this, that,
Safety.
and the other.
Yeah, safety and livability.
And like I said, they got to go through this process.
Yeah.
And hopefully graduate from boot camp.
Yeah.
So they can get down to business of community.
Yeah.
Because right now the politics, the dollar is pretty
Well,
well.
Dunphy is working on a grocery store over in Hazelwood.
Yep, I
so
saw
he
that.
is working on
I saw
that.
that. I saw that
That's the
too.
first time I've seen him work on anything for this area.
Yeah.
But again too, he's chair.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is chair.
See, and I
yes.
think that's kind of like a one because they're hitting him constantly.
right.
Oh, yeah.
So by identifying with something that's in the community,
Right.
there not
Right.
not as many people knock on his door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's kind of like a he's gonna be graduating from boot camp here very
Right,
shortly.
right.
You have
I was
to.
wondering how long boot camp was going to last because
I thought 2 years.
We're into another election cycle.
I was thinking 2
already.
years.
Well, he made it very clear that he was just going to do a year. Remember?
Yes,
Right.
he
He
did.
was going to do a year.
Yeah.
So he made that statement. It's going to be interesting.
Right.
Because the way he's been handling it, I sort of like his style because a lot of folks are hitting him constantly, and the mayor is doing everything he can. The poor guy, he needs help.
I think the mayor needs to rein those children in with their language.
Oh well, he can't.
Good luck.
I know.
He's trying. In all due respect, he's in boot camp because he's still trying to find a winner.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he did not eliminate the homelessness.
Homeless, he didn't,
in
no.
the
Yeah.
city of Portland.
No,
See?
he didn't. And
So
now they're shutting those down, those shelters.
they gone. So he's basically attached himself to the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to be identified as I got this thing squared away. I
Yeah.
got the money.
Yeah.
But the key is that, hey, baby, no, you can't get it off the taxpayers.
Yeah.
And he's
yeah.
not clear about that piece.
Yeah.
He's going
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
But again, at least he's doing something.
Right.
Right.
And then hopefully the community is aware of that. And we get down to basics.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
back to the issues.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I thought I'd throw that
No,
in.
that's okay.
Keep going.
That's okay. Where was I going? Where was I going with this?
Well,
Bruce?
we're just, first we're defining what
Okay,
it is.
so we started our own nonprofit.
Right.
Right.
And then we started. It took quite a while for the neighbors to understand we were even there, but I think once the actual LNA folded, and that's because the prior chair basically walked off the job with all the board members because they were all friends of hers when
Right,
she brought them in.
Right.
They all walked out and left us the only people standing to help the neighborhood. So then people started contacting us. So we get phone calls. We put in a gate for one gal who was having problem with homeless, encroaching on her property, stealing things. There was another gal that lived in Oliver Station that called us about the free store that was setting up across the street from him. And on Monday night,
Handing
were-
out drug paraphernalia.
yeah, and what's really fried my butt is when I saw the way they advertise, they call it rigs. Rigs. Now, that is a term most people aren't going to understand. So they hand out pipes, rigs, clothing. I mean, just that one word just floored me. It did trigger me because I know what a rig is.
Yeah.
But it's like, so they were doing it right across the street from Oliver Station, which is here on Foster, and they were doing right across the street. So Monday night, 6 o'clock, they set up. She said there was fighting, there was drug dealing, there was prostitution. It was on Chad Reniker's property. We finally made enough noise. They have moved down to where we clean up every weekend down by West Rock on 102nd and Foster.
Oh, interesting.
They call it the gravel pit, but it's just a big gravel area.
It's called Edda's Outreach.
Yeah.
And you can look them up. They're on Instagram. You can look them up, but I don't think they're helping anyone because their outreach isn't outreach at all. It's just handing out drug care.
handing out stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Needles and all that other good
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
Oh, yeah.
county's involved too.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we've done a lot of things. There was another one that needed a fence. We couldn't help her because the property is actually owned by one of the Emirates
Yeah.
brother owns the property, and I tried to work with Emirates brother. and
contractor.
He wouldn't help
Yeah,
at all.
big-time
He's the one
contractor.
that does the moving the houses. Reniker,
okay, yes.
Reniker. And then let's see, what else have we done? Because we're busy every
Now,
month,
the
but
neighborhood association, the so-called neighborhood association,
the real one.
the real one, they're still there.
No, they're trying to reform. They've got an interest. Somebody stepped up, wants to reform the neighborhood, and they're supposedly, if they do it, they're supposed to have an ice cream social next month at Lentz Park.
Well, Loretta could easily take over. You get there and kind of settle it down. I mean, because she's kind of what I hear you
Right.
saying. She's been there, and then the other was Avalos. What's her name?
Avalos,
Yeah,
Candace Avalos.
She's kind of like in that same boat. She's
Right.
very more community than anything else. She's
Right.
really not a politician.
Right.
They're trying to drive her in that
Right.
seat.
Yeah.
But she still constantly makes the point about community.
Right.
Community,
Yeah.
community, and hopefully she won't be overstressed because she's really having some tough time
Yeah.
trying to
So
identify.
here's the really basic things, kind of silly, but answering the phone.
Yes.
I call Shar the answer desk for Lentz because if someone has a problem in Lentz, they can call her and she will pick up the phone.
Okay.
It's not going to go to voicemail. It's not, She talks to him and tries to find a solution for him. That's really what we try to engage with the neighbors. We try to educate them about what's coming next in the neighborhood, and we just want to help the neighbors.
Well, I'm liking this because I'm glad you're here. Because when you start thinking about city council, where it's set up right now, you got the county and the city, both the community. But
Yep.
realistically, city council has more involvement.
They
because
should.
You're here
They should.
Than the Multnomah County.
They
Yeah.
should.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Yes.
Yep.
But the fact of the matter is, you got three of the top three people of the whole city council piece.
Yeah.
You got the chairman.
Right. The
You
chair.
got Loretta Smith, who's got
Yep.
a lot of
Years of-
background and history
Yep.
of that whole fit. And Ron Wyden comes right on in there with that.
Right.
as a
Right,
result
yeah,
that.
'cause of her
And
connection
then Alvin
too,
knows,
yeah.
in all due respect, she happens to be Hispanic. I mean, so that's another issue.
Right.
And she's not afraid to talk to this issue.
Right.
And that's a good piece. And then thinking about
Yeah.
a lot of folks are just moving towards southeast Portland anyway.
Right.
You got my point. So you got three major components there. I mean, and hopefully they will hopefully look at the program too, and in terms of if they put together this renewable piece aspect of it, they can. And I'm throwing this out to you. And they'll look at the organization that's already here, that's actually doing something for the community,
Yeah.
and use this as a base
I wish they
and
would.
establish
they
that.
Because
would.
they weren't doing the original
But
LNA
that's one of the
wasn't
reasons
doing
why
anything.
we're doing this right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to tell the other folks that no, it's about issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about issues.
Yeah.
Now, if they have any problems with those issues aspect of it, come to the meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
to the meeting and get involved. It's
Yeah.
not an individual thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's too often what we do in politics. We play if a person is doing something right or doing something that's totally different, they try to personalize it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you get away from the issue.
Yeah.
But you guys haven't forgotten. You're still focusing on issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we always have been. Honestly, the biggest challenge is getting people involved. That's
Oh,
what
yes.
we try to do,
Yes.
but it's a small group of people that
yes,
come each
yes,
month.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, even today, under today's criteria.
It's just people.
Yes,
Their
yes,
lives
yes,
are busy,
yes,
and
yes, yes.
they've got the little screens.
Yes,
and
yes. And that's why I'm saying one of the things we're doing now, he just happens to be a president that he's just point blank. He's got a lane, and he just doesn't bring it. He doesn't react to everything.
Right.
He just stay in his lane.
Right.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't understand it. It's
Right.
not him.
Right.
It's about what he's representing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and you look at the things he's representing. You let's say there may be 5 things. He may be identifying specifically with 2. But then he has 3 over here, see?
Right.
But
Right.
at least we're getting some things done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the key is
Yeah.
we got to get people back to the table.
Yeah.
We got an upcoming election. That's
Yeah.
why I'm not talking about national politics.
Local.
He's got it there.
Yeah.
This is a local situation
Yeah.
aspect
It
of it, and we have an opportunity.
Yeah.
This choice
Yeah.
rank and getting right back to the county aspect of it.
Uh-huh.
I was going to ask you, are county folks involved? Because you got one commissioner for that district.
We do. Julia Brim Edwards.
Julia Brim Edwards.
Julia
she's-
Brim Edwards.
She's solid as a rock.
Yeah.
As the other young lady that's basically, they only have 2 votes.
You only have
interesting.
to- Well, it's going to be ranked choice vote this
Yeah,
time
right.
around.
Yeah, but still, when you look at the votes now, Peterson's not going. All due respect, I've known her through the years and whatever. That was a tough job.
Yeah.
You know, she's kind of still in boot camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other thing of hanging, the Sanctuary City thing, sort of hangs over her head anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
See, and that's a
Yes.
tough. We haven't even addressed that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? But so my point is that, but we're going to have a new group.
Yes.
And
yes, you are.
that's why Julia Brim. They got 2 votes.
Right.
And then they got 3 votes that are running, and that's the only concern I have from the standpoint of
Right.
the folks who are running.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the reasons why I threw my name in the hat
Yeah.
in District Number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going
aspect
to do?
of it.
What are you going to do if you win?
What's that?
What are you going to do if you
well,
win?
I'm out of boot camp. I mean, I know this. See, right up front with you, one of the things that just came around is that right before I came to the studio, I stopped here in Northeast Portland in District Number 2 off of MLK and Killingsworth, and to see whether or not the Senior Citizen Center was open. I was always concerned about the food stuff.
Right.
They've not
Right.
organized it. I mean, it's really deplorable.
Yeah.
In terms
Yeah.
of the small area that's there.
Right.
At one point. And then, but I went there. It's closed. It's a Saturday, and I thought it was an opportune time for a Saturday because folks are off of work. The kids are off
Right.
of work.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
But the seniors be given an opportunity to get out of their houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, at least
Yes.
once on the weekend, the Saturday. Because a lot of the others they're in church. On
Do you have
Sunday.
any idea why it's closed?
Well, that's
Is it
what I'll
funding?
be asking. They've got Meals on Wheels.
Right.
They had their sign there.
Right.
And they're out there basically asking for monies.
Oh,
if you will.
okay.
But at the same time, and I'm saying that for Northeast Portland because the one of their honorary mayor for that particular area, from
Yeah.
a black standpoint,
Yeah.
is Paul Knowles.
Oh, okay.
You've seen Paul. And I noticed he was on an ad the other day
Right.
for Meals on Wheels.
Okay.
You got my point? So I'm going to be basically asking Paul, the
What's
the
going on?
mayor of the city
Right.
of Portland.
What's going on?
The mayor,
Yeah.
what's going on, and what about this facility here? Every facility, as far as I'm concerned,
Right.
throughout the entire county,
Right.
should open their doors on weekends.
Yes.
At least Saturday.
I agree.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
on Saturday, not
Yeah.
Sunday, not
Right.
on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Give these people to get out there. So anyways, we're
Yeah.
doing that. I did that purposely.
Yeah.
To throw out an issue to you
Okay.
in regards to ask Wheel on Meals.
Yeah.
wh-
Meal
wh-
on Wheels.
Wheel on Wheels.
Yeah.
They got their sign posted in a facility with the county, whatever, to see whether or not they will go on and open those doors
Yeah.
on weekend for you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
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 I
Does
don't
that make
think
sense?
Glenn's has anything like that, do they?
Well, Cindy does Meal on Wheels. She actually does it, but they go and pick up the food and they deliver it.
Right, right.
They don't have.
But,
I don't know.
But not a senior center anywhere
The
in Lance.
senior center.
You got one though.
Well, there's one over by the hospital, I think. I don't know where it is. If it's not the one by the Adventist hospital, I thought there was one over there. But that's not in Lentz.
Yeah,
See,
it's nearby, but not
Yeah.
in
See,
Lance.
I'm even extended to a certain degree
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
We're,
yeah.
we're really into parks.
Yeah.
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 We got parks all over the place.
We do.
We do.
And
We
that would
do.
be an ideal place, if you will,
Yeah.
especially on a Saturday morning,
Yeah.
to open up those facilities
Yeah.
for seniors, you know, in
Right.
each of those
Yeah.
areas, in each of the districts.
But
Yeah.
I don't even know if they have. I really don't know if they have a senior center in Lentz itself.
Maybe you-
and
maybe-
Lentz is huge.
Well-
It's got 22,000 people plus.
Well, maybe you need to. You said that Julia Brim is the
Julia Brim Edwards is our representative for the county.
You need
Yes.
to give her a call.
Okay.
And because once she's running for office,
Yes, she's running for chair.
I think, yeah, she's running for chair.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a perfect piece that she can identify
Yeah.
with,
Right.
with no problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So I'm throwing it out to you.
Yeah, she's come out and looked at the multi-use path with us because there were families that live along there, and we were having a lot of problem with the homeless over there. And ODOT's been really good about keeping all that area clean. But she came out and talked to some of the
yeah.
homeowners there
Oh, yeah.
about that issue because it was
I
an
remember,
issue.
I remember her father way back when. And a friend and I we used to sit down and have a cup of coffee with him every so often in the political arena. He was a very active person. I think that's where she got her background.
Oh, okay.
He was solid as a rock, and
Yeah.
she was around those kinds of folks.
Right.
Yeah. So she's a really, I mean, really, she's very community oriented, very important. But she's got the background.
Well, my problem with Julia is she follows the party. When the two, I think they were Trenray Aragra, or however you say that name, that gang members that were shot out in Hazelwood
Okay.
a while back, she followed suit with the mayor, the governor, Bob Day, and started bad mouthing ICE over them attacking these Hispanics. They were gang members. They were and it's like so
And
she
the neighbors who lived around where the guys were picked up,
they knew.
They knew
They
they
knew.
were gang members.
Right.
Yet the politicians used it
Yeah.
as a photo op.
Instead of actually
attack
waiting for the news to come out what was really going on,
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
attacked ICE. And
Well,
it's like,
in all due respect, that's a major issue.
well,
Oh,
it is a
oh, it
major
is.
issue, I know.
Across the country.
And I'm saying, yeah, Rick Paul's, and saying what I'm saying is that, and it all stemmed, in all due respect, the way it's being attached, is the whole issue of the illegals.
Yes.
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 You see, and in all due respect, it wasn't a political thing. It was R's and D's, the Republicans, Democrats,
Right.
and whatever. And it started out with the Reagan situation.
Right.
Yep.
And then it started with Bush. My point, it became a campaign piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Biden got involved. In fact, Obama even got involved.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so my point is that now we're trying to figure out no one has a solution to the problem.
Well, they
I got
don't.
one. I
They
got
don't.
one.
Yeah.
I got the solution.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about this right now but my point is that it is an issue. And it needs to come on the table to talk about it.
Right.
Because you got a lot of folks that are impacted. People that have married families, they got all kinds of situations and whatever. But we need to talk about it. And I think that once she's sitting in that seat, that
I
issue
hope
will
so.
come up.
What we need is a civil conversation.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start it.
Are you going to start it?
We're
Okay.
with you.
That's part of my platform.
Okay.
Because as you know, the election really don't start. The election I'm in doesn't start until the 25th of August.
Okay.
That's when we'll know specifically who's going to be running for office
Okay.
Yeah.
for district number 2.
Okay.
So I'm not going to put this on
Right.
the table at this
Yeah.
point in time. You see what I'm
Who
saying?
is running for district number 2? Do you know besides you?
Yeah, I'm already elected.
I know, but do you know who else is running against
Yes,
you? Do you know how many are running?
It was kind of interesting. I think there's 5 people listed.
Is there 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
But what's interesting about it, and since you brought the piece up, it's kind of interesting, is that 2 of those individuals, 3 of them, I think it's 3 of them, are all from the county that are running.
Oh, they're already county employees?
County employees.
Yeah. Well, if not, they just resigned. One of which I know, and she was the COO, community.
Oh, okay. Community outreach,
county, county operating officer.
Oh, okay.
Picking up something like $280,000.
What?
That was a salary.
Oh,
And now she's
my.
running for county, district number 2.
Isn't she making less if she runs for
That's
county?
right. She's taking $100,000
Yeah.
hit. But she
Why?
also picked up also resigning from her seat. They gave her an additional $70,000.
What?
No, and by the
okay.
and then these are factual deals. You
Yeah.
can go
Yeah,
to,
no,
you
I
can go to
believe you.
YouTube
Yeah.
and Google the name, just like I'll tell a person, Google my name.
Yeah.
Google
Yeah.
my name and you'll know who I am. But my point is, and I've Googled these, and the other guy has been around 30 some odd years.
Oh my gosh.
Working for
What
the
is-
county, I think it's 30 some odd years.
What?
You can Google his name, but anyway, but see, these are important facts for you.
Oh, they are.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let me see if I can find one on the deal on that piece. Okay, let's see. I don't have it with me.
Well, I forgot how many people were even running for District 3. There's a lot of people.
Yeah. So, but my point is that District 2 is very important.
Yeah.
Because
For city council, yes.
because it incorporates it incorporates the Trailblazers right now.
Oh, okay.
So there's some politics there.
Okay.
And I don't know whether or not Julia has basically said, Julia Brim basically said, well, I'm going to get some people to make sure I got a third vote.
Right.
And I don't know who that entity
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But clearly, I mean, I think she's a neat person. I'm pretty independent myself.
Right.
I'm just really to the issue aspect of it.
Right. Yes.
But
Issues.
so that's what I'm going to try to address during the time I'm running.
Right.
You got me? And
Yeah.
make it an issue.
Yeah.
And make them identify the third vote. I want her to identify the third vote.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm concerned about who's going to be there
Right.
in district number 2.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing that, but at the same time, it also talks to you on your end of it, because that's where basically the homelessness. I had my speech all laid up. The drugs, all that other good stuff. Kind of a focus in that whole.
Well, I
arena.
understand that we started out in Lentz, and we tried to warn other neighborhoods around us what was happening, and they wouldn't listen to us because they were all in love with the homeless. It was like they're our neighbors,
Yeah,
they're our
yeah,
brothers
yeah.
and sisters,
Yeah.
and we tried to tell them, you're dealing with a totally different
Yeah.
group of people. Now with the fentanyl, it's even worse. The heroin was one thing. The fentanyl makes them insane. So it's like now they're whining, like when they put that overnight shelter down in the Pearl. It made me laugh
Yeah, yeah.
because
Oh,
we
yeah.
were going to those downtown meetings for the Pearl.
You saw.
And Tiffany Hammer wanted to get a bus and ship them out to Southeast.
That was her plan.
That was her plan, was to get a bus and ship them out to Southeast, because I think she was the only one in the group that understood. The rest of them all wanted to take care of them. And we did the chalkboards with all the little sticky notes. We did all that stuff.
Wow.
And finally, they disenfranchised us. They didn't want us to come because we were too outspoken about what was really going on.
Politics was to push everything east.
Well, I know, and it still
Always
is.
has
It
been,
still
and
is.
it's still
Politics
is.
was to push everything east.
It is.
Aspect of it.
It is, and it still is.
And since I can say this because of the color here, they've even changed the boundaries of the so-called black community.
Yes, they have.
Oh, they did that a long
It's gone
time
to
ago.
recently.
Recently?
Yeah, to incorporate the Blazers in there.
Oh.
To talk about
gotcha.
to talk about that money.
Oh,
I see,
gee.
because you got to remember now, it was Nike that basically gave the area, was 500 million or something like that. They gave them so much money.
Did they? Okay,
the
to
Black
develop
United
it?
Front. No, to basically to go towards community.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go to community.
Okay.
But now, so they've shifted it, and I think they're going to be going for a lot of some of the development that's coming out of that money.
Oh, okay.
See, and so now all of a sudden the black community is not in the core anymore.
Yeah, they
They're
got
outside of the boundary.
they got gentrified out of North and Northeast.
yes.
Portland,
Yeah.
and a great many of the black community
You're right.
community moved to Lentz.
Yeah, there's a big
Yeah.
push.
Yeah.
They say, well, we're going to be able to get rid of all of this, that, and the other, but we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're all community.
Well, now they're building apartments down there where they pushed them all out and saying, "Oh, we're going to give you an apartment here."
Yeah.
What a joke!
But and then you start thinking about who's going to be able to rent them.
Well, it's like,
Rich white people.
yeah.
Right. So, but my point, these are
Yeah.
issues.
Well, they're
Yeah.
they're
They
supposed
need
to
to
be
talk about it.
specifically black. They're supposed to
Yeah.
only go to the
Yeah.
people that were gentrified out of their own
Right,
neighborhood.
right.
It's supposed to be specific. You had to have lived here and be black
Yeah,
to
or
get back
your-
into
your
these
family
apartments.
did, and-
But it's like,
Well,
yeah.
even that word is not a good word.
Yeah.
No.
White folks been gentrified too.
Yeah.
They
Poor
have.
white folks.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, we got to go back to community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
realized we had a history
Yeah.
with the whole shipbuilding thing.
Right.
Everybody was working.
The shipyard, yes.
Yeah, the
Kaiser.
Vancourt deal. The Vancourt deal was not a black
Yeah.
community.
I
It was
know.
a
No,
community.
it really wasn't. I didn't know until I studied it recently.
Yeah,
that
Yeah. Well,
it was.
it's on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Everything's
It's
on-
all out
so
there
please
now.
It's
visit
out there.
YouTube. The
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
angry about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Don't get angry.
It
but
just
look at
is
what
what
the
it
history.
is, yeah.
But that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, and that's why we've got these folks here talking about the association, because they're very important. They need to be very important as far as the change that we're going to.
Yeah.
See, because they're there people that are living there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and we want to keep those communities intact. We got seniors who are losing their homes. They've been
Yeah.
there for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're moving families.
Yeah.
And we're putting other entities. We're not responding to some of the issues. And we can get to public safety, that we can talk about that whole piece.
Yeah.
And that whole issue, and define what is the definition of public safety.
Yeah.
See, just playing the old game of ICE. No.
Yeah.
These are born Americans. These are regular Americans. We're talking about public safety aspect of it. But we need to talk about it. And we're not talking about it. You know what I'm saying? That's the key. And so we get in danger. So, we got, I'm thinking about right off the bat, just recently, about the kids up in East Portland again, to a certain degree, up in the Cully area.
Yeah.
They had this party with all these kids.
Yes, I saw that.
And you notice how they tried to avoid showing the people who were
definitely,
there.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
In all due respect, because
Yeah.
they were white.
Yeah.
They didn't want to show those photos.
Yeah.
We had a whole bunch of blacks there,
Yeah.
Mexicans. Oh my God, they'd have trucks and all kinds of things there. But my point is that's what we're living in right now.
Yeah.
And I like Bob. He happens to be chief of police.
Yeah.
He's in the wrong office though right now. He's under the office of the mayor.
Yes.
But he should be with his troops.
Yes, he
Yeah.
should be.
See, that
Yeah.
young man that's running it, he's kind of like a sergeant, but realistically, they won't even allow him to wear a uniform.
I know. I
Yeah.
saw that.
That's insulting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
See?
It is.
And then I've been hitting on Bob to basically wear your uniform.
Yeah.
He's kind of getting it a little bit.
Yeah.
But he should be wearing that uniform every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. it
Every
should
moment.
Be. Yeah.
Because it's about it's a deterrent.
you
piece.
are.
It's a deterrent.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
why people wear uniforms.
Right.
Right.
As a deterrent. So
Yeah.
in fact, even all the other staff, they got more staff people sitting in the office than on the streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, maybe as a first step, let all of them wear uniforms.
Yeah.
So when they go home, they're in their uniform.
Yep.
Yep.
And it shows people within that area that we got a uniform.
Yeah.
And they'll get it because you're not going to get to the kids that way
Yeah.
until you get back to basically career day in the schools, where you basically they're
Yeah.
part of the career
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But they don't do that anymore.
They don't
Yeah.
do that.
They don't
Yeah.
do that anymore.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things to be discussed. And I'm not trying to be anti. That's just the way we are right now.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why we talk. That's why I
Well,
got you guys
speaking
on
of
the show.
uniforms, Tuesday on the 18th, we're having coffee with a cop at Jenny Sacred Grounds, which is 109th and Powell.
Interesting.
So,
What
if
about Bob
anyone-
Day?
He's never come to one of our coffee.
He's never what?
He's never come to one of our coffee with
I
the
don't
cops.
think he knows where East Portland is.
So anyway, yeah, it's usually our
He's
commander.
He's chief of police.
I know he is.
And his
Yes.
commanding officer is
I know.
the mayor.
I know.
Yeah.
So
I
you got
know.
to give the mayor a call.
Yeah.
And tell, because you know what? No, he'll run that now, especially with as long as the Blazer thing is up there right now.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a tough time getting reelected because people down in North Portland
Yeah.
Right.
didn't like. He having some problems. I understand where he's at.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got to get a winner.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
understand it. I'm for him with the understand. But man, you got to remember, you represent community folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to give credit where it's due, as far as the police go,
Yeah.
we have regularly have either a sergeant or a commander from
Yeah.
East Precinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They represent our
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
know where we are, and
Right.
they come to
Yeah.
copy with the cop.
Right. But like I said, but their commander,
Yeah,
their
Well,
commanding general, if you will.
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Is not
Yeah.
really the. See, Bob should be the chief. He's chief of police,
Right.
right.
not fixated in the mayor's office.
Right.
Should be with his troops.
I
Right.
agree.
And
Right.
I understand. I understand where the mayor is all about.
Yeah.
But he is not a chief of police.
No,
too.
No.
he's-
And that puts a
got the
lot of
title,
pressure.
yeah.
That puts a lot of pressure on the department because even the departments are divided. I've talked to entities on the street, the police. They don't like that divide piece.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
And there's a lot of
Yeah.
stresses
You're
on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that Lent thing, that Cully Snett neighborhood, Bob took the kind of, these are just a bunch of kids, you know what I mean? And I could see the politics when he got
Right.
caught up in that.
Right.
Yeah.
He would have said something totally different.
Yeah.
And they should be meeting.
Had he not had the politics involved.
Public
Yeah.
safety
Yeah.
goes all the way to the governor's office.
Yeah. It
That's the
does.
other big commander.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You got my point?
Yeah.
I
That,
do.
that should be those people in the so-called reserves and in the National Guard aspect of it. These are community folks.
So what do you think of that petition they tried to get in to allow us to vote on using PSEF funding to get more police? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, in all due respect, well, gee, now you're getting into my election. Because realistically, we don't need them. We already got the force right here.
We have enough police?
Oh, we got a police force that's in all due respect. I hate to get ahead of them again. It's almost like duplicating the Washington D.C. piece. The National Guard. We got public safety.
Oh, you're talking about the
gotcha.
National
Yeah.
Guard.
No, it's law enforcement.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
They're part of it.
It is.
And that's
They
a
are.
temporary piece.
But the governor has to call the National Guard in.
Well, but guess who? Does she represent?
I have
The
no
people.
idea.
The people.
people.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
The people.
Allegedly, okay.
people.
Okay. Well,
And
we
she-
needed the National Guard called in, and she wouldn't call them in when we had those riots.
Well, but like I said, it's public safety.
Well, I know it is.
it is.
Those folks
I
have been
agree.
trained. And,
I agree.
And we have an example that it is working. Because Washington D.C. in all cases is a major, it's a major mecca, if you will, for
Right.
blacks.
Right. Right.
And that was a big blue state aspect of it. But he got him in there,
Right. No, I know
and
that.
it's working.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I know it is.
So we can use that as an example.
we could
Yeah.
use that as an
Okay.
example, but you can't because the dislike of the federal piece of the government.
Yeah.
She's not going to copy anything from anything that
Yeah,
happens.
but again, like she's playing the old personal thing. Like a
oh,
lot
I
of
know
other
she
folks
is.
are.
Oh, I know she is.
See,
That's what I'm saying.
I know a number of Democrats that are that are conservative
yeah.
that will
Oh, yeah.
support Trump. A lot of people don't want to share, if you will. They don't want to
Right.
get out there publicly.
No, they don't. They
No,
don't because they'll be attacked.
So we got to
Yeah.
look at it from public safety
oh, I
standpoint.
know. I
Yeah.
agree.
Because as far as I'm concerned, those entities, as far as my definition is that the National Guard is like a militia for that respective
right.
state,
I agree.
They are.
and
Yeah.
these are citizens.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
Wow.
They live
Okay.
here.
Yeah. They
So
live
if you
here.
basically
Yeah.
designate those National Guard members that are our members from, let's say, the Northeast Corridor,
Right.
and let them do the patrolling and things of that
Right.
nature,
Right.
because they recognize the folks
Right.
Yeah.
from the specific area,
Right.
right? You know what I mean? So people know who's who,
Right.
Right. So that's kind of like where my head's at. I'm talking about
Okay.
solution to the deal,
Right.
and that's just temporary.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not full-time piece aspect of it.
Right.
Once you organize the local force, make sure that they are law enforcement officers. Law enforcement officers.
Right.
Because you're still carrying guns.
Well, no, I understand
Yeah.
that.
Okay? You know, but we gotta look at this stuff from the standpoint of solving the problem.
Okay.
We got two big problems. Well, again, like I said, we got the whole issue with the Hispanic. You know, those folks who got their citizenship
Right.
under Reagan
Right.
and was it Bush and whatever. But my point is that they're here.
Right. They're
They are
here.
here.
See,
Yeah.
and I'm just
They're here.
Look quick campaign piece aspect of it. You see, when they walked through, when they came on board, so to
Right.
speak, they had to fill out paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
And when they fill out that paper, they had to give you they had to note an address where they were going to be living.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the list is already there. That's who they go. That's the house that they go to initially.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But they don't announce that
Oh,
enough.
okay.
That's what's happening.
Okay.
See, we just need to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just ask the question.
Right.
Okay, they went through this process, and then they said, okay, fine. They fill out the paperwork,
Right.
and now they're waiting for the judgeship, right?
Yeah.
Right.
For lawyers, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if you're waiting for lawyers, and you've got two entities that have already a great portion of those individuals are citizens now.
Right.
Very legit.
Right.
They were immigrants. They were given their papers with,
Right.
even though they didn't go through the process.
Right.
But they got their papers.
Okay.
And so a number of other folks have gotten them too. That's pretty
Okay.
good. So I'm just saying, if they need lawyers, you go to the first two big major groups that don't have it, but they did sign the papers waiting for marriage.
Right.
Then when we need some of those folks for the work, so to speak, not all the
Right.
work, because we've eliminated a lot of
We
jobs.
need to,
of
yeah, we
people
need to get
who
her.
are, who are,
Yeah.
who are homeless. So the whole idea is that if we can do it that way, you got my point. Get the Hispanic Americans who are here to put monies in a pot to hire lawyers, and all the ones who went to law school, they become part of the deal.
I think they already have the money for the lawyers because I think the state gave so much money for lawyers for the Hispanics that are here illegally.
Oh no, we don't know nothing about that.
You don't.
So we need to
Okay.
discuss it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And who's getting the money?
Yeah. Where's the money?
I
going?
have no
Uh,
idea. I would say the law firms.
Well, the law firm. But my point is that you got to think about it. That if you don't know about the deal, people are getting personal situations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
it's about them making money. This
Right.
Is not about, no, this is just paying back to an entity that welcomes you in,
Right.
Right.
and that gives them some positives from the standpoint of saying, okay, fine, I went around the system,
Right.
but then they get a little credit from the standpoint of saying, well, look, I'm giving back. It's an attitude,
Yeah.
and then the community folks will understand that's all about. You see what I'm saying? And then we'll do it the right way.
Right.
But that's another discussion. If you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
that's why I'm throwing this
Well,
out.
no, my question was you totally didn't answer
Which one?
it. The petition that they had out there for the police to add more police force,
Right.
To let the voters
to let the
choose.
voters choose to use the PSEF funding.
No.
So you didn't believe in
Well,
it going to the voter.
well, first off, they didn't spend enough time about the definition of PSEP. That's how I'm kind of like, you see what I'm saying? They use PSEP as opposed to what is the definition of PSEP?
Well, it was supposed to be the Clean Energy Fund.
What is the definition of clean energy fund?
I have no idea because I know people who got grants that did nothing but does studies.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you see where I'm
Yeah.
going with this?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
It's a big pot of money.
It's a
that
big
they
pot of
can't-
money
they
that the
can't
city
even
keeps
spend it
siphoning
fast
off
enough.
for
Yeah.
stuff that has nothing to do with
They want it
clean
for the
energy.
blazers right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
That the
That's what
majority
I'm
of us
saying.
can't even
Yeah.
go.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
can't
know.
afford to go.
I
You can't
know.
afford to go. You
But
see
that's
I
what
mean?
I'm saying. So all I was saying
No.
was they gave the people the right to vote on it. That's all it was about.
No, they because they already have the vote that way.
They already have
The
the
PR, the media, all that other good stuff, they've already signed off on it.
Uh-huh.
Signed
and the people,
off on.
and the people, see, this is not, excuse the French, it's not a government of the, it's supposed to be a government of the people,
Right.
by the people, and for
for the people, yes.
Okay?
Right.
And all elected officials are employees of the people.
They
I mean, that's just
In-
that's
in
what it is.
theory,
In
yeah.
theory,
Yeah, in
right?
theory,
You know what I mean?
yes, in
But
theory.
it's just the opposite. Once they sit in
Yes.
those seats,
Yes.
you got
Yes.
an entity that controls that.
Right, exactly.
And I'm not trying to be anti. No, the
Yeah.
system works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it
If we
worked
go
the way-
back, that's why we got to go
Right.
back. That's why you guys are here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why we're having this discussion.
Right.
You got my point?
Yeah.
Now we got to take it to the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got the associations. That's what they're supposed to be.
That's what they were supposed
Yeah.
to be. Yes.
So
And
that
that's
might
why
be something-
that's why we do what we do.
That's right.
Because we gave up on government
That's right.
to do their job.
That's right.
And we're
Oh, we also filled
grassroots.
potholes too, and somebody said if you do that, you're going to be arrested because there was a neighborhood on 100th. They had these huge potholes in the middle of the street, right behind 911 office. It's a street that goes to
kind of a
Benedict
little-
Park.
yeah.
Anyway, and so the neighbor called me and she goes, "We have an issue. The neighbors have these huge potholes. We called PBOT, Portland Bureau of Transportation.
Yep.
They said it's not our responsibility. It's the neighborhood's responsibility that live along that street." So I said, "We've got it covered." So we went out and bought the blacktop stuff you buy at Home Depot. And the two
filled.
neighbors that called us, they said, we'll fill it. And I said, okay, we'll pay for it. We'll get it to you. You go pick it up at Home Depot. And they filled the potholes. And somebody says, well, you can't do that. You'll be arrested. I said, come arrest us.
But guess what? you missed one shovel.
What shovel did we miss?
To put some stuff in the first pothole. He's sitting on city council right now. That's how he got busted the last time around. Remember, he didn't win.
Who?
What's his name? The disabled individual.
Novak.
Steve
Novak.
Novak.
Steve Novak.
Steve Novak.
Remember? He ran on that.
Did he? He was going to fill potholes?
No, they got him. That's how he got out of the seat. They brought the issue up about potholes.
Oh, okay.
Give him a call.
Okay, yeah.
He
We'll
should
have
be
to do
aware.
that.
Yeah.
Give him a call. He's
Yeah.
good people. He's good
Yeah.
people. He's
Yeah.
solid as a rock. He's
Yeah.
not, but he's a guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he'll address it now because now he understands.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it was ridiculous. It's like you have these huge potholes taking out cars, and it's like the city refuses to fill them.
Ooh.
It's like,
Well, I tell you what, this may be a good time because I've got about 10 seconds now.
okay,
Okay.
This might be a good time to go on and just cut it off here and bring you guys back on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll put something together. We'll do it that
Okay.
way. Okay.
Okay.
This has been great.
this
A lot
has
of
been
good
fun.
information.
This has been
fun.
great. Thank
All right.
you.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Bruce.
Okay, folks. See you next week. Have a good one.